The WrestleMania 40 main event just got even more layers to it, so we'll see what's new there. We'll also see what's going on with Dakota Kai, Roman Reigns, and more. Starting things off with an interesting situation that started with Dakota Kai's Instagram. Dakota Kai took to her Instagram story to post a video of herself looking at the WWE 2K24 character model of Cathy Kelley. Dakota's video of the Cathy Kelley character model spread online like wildfire because that character model had not been released to the public, so everyone was sharing it. Cathy's character was dressed in her attire that she wore at WrestleMania 39, but just minutes later, after posting that WWE 2K24 story of Cathy Kelley's game model, Dakota Kai went back and deleted the video from her Instagram story. A clear indication that possibly a developer or someone important got in contact with Dakota to take it down. But as everyone knows, once you post something online, it's basically up there forever. So the video and screenshots of what Dakota Kai leaked from WWE 2K24 is pretty much all over the place, but it definitely seems like she got a bit in trouble for posting that Instagram story without the proper permissions beforehand. But jumping back over to the storyline related matters with Dakota Kai, Bayley, and Damage Control, we got some more interesting developments there. A video package aired of Damage Control addressing Dakota Kai turning on them, saying that she wasn't gonna get away without any consequences, and saying how she must be as dumb as Bayley if she thinks she's gonna get away. And then later on in the night, we see Dakota Kai coming up to Bayley, basically begging for her help, and how Damage Control is gonna come after her now for helping Bayley the week prior. Bayley tells Dakota Kai that she still doesn't know who she can trust right now and walks away from Dakota. And like many fans caught on to, something just felt weird about the way Dakota Kai delivered her lines and what she had to say. Not meaning that it was a bad delivery per se, but it just felt suspiciously off. It felt like Dakota Kai was actually trying to lure Bayley into a trap rather than asking for genuine help. And you have a lot of fans out there who called it out from the start a few weeks ago. They felt like Damage Control has Dakota Kai working as a double agent to try and catch Bayley at a vulnerable time, and how the group was coming for her did give off the vibe of feeling like a trap. And that's what's building the intrigue right now within the story, because it honestly could go either way. Maybe Dakota Kai is actually loyal to Bayley and is just simply asking for help, but Bayley is hesitating because of those trust issues. Or maybe Bayley's gut instinct is right. Dakota Kai is still brainwashed by Io Sky and taking orders from her. And if you go back a few weeks to the segment of Dakota Kai saving Bayley, you can look back and definitely point out a few suspicious moments and elements about that moment. Damage Control came out to surround the ring when Bayley was inside of it. Dakota Kai runs out of the ring to get a chair. Damage Control definitely had a few moments to jump in the ring and attack Bayley 3-on-1 if they so pleased, but instead they conveniently waited on the ring apron until Dakota Kai came back to the ring. And Dakota didn't even make any contact with any of the Damage Control members when she was swinging the chair at all of them. So if you want to say that Damage Control and Dakota Kai worked together to set up that moment in order to trick Bayley into trusting Dakota Kai, there's a lot of little evidence to support that case. And assuming everything is a trap, Damage Control's first step certainly worked. Bayley did Dakota Kai in that moment of Dakota saving her with the chair. But with his new step of trying to get Bayley to help Dakota since the group was coming after Dakota, Bayley wasn't really buying it this time around. So under the assumption that Dakota Kai is a double agent, they've had one big win and one big loss in recent weeks of trying to manipulate Bayley. We should definitely expect to see the group turn it up a notch on Bayley in the coming weeks. And we also can't forget about the small detail Bayley slipped in about Dakota Kai several weeks before the Royal Rumble. During a package of Bayley highlighting all the key features about the Damage Control members, Bayley labeled Dakota as the main brains and mastermind behind the group. And if WWE wants that characteristic to really shine for Dakota Kai, If it's ultimately revealed that the double agent plan was Dakota's idea after all, not Io's, that could really help Dakota coming off as being a mastermind after all. So things are definitely extremely hot with Damage Control's storyline, with a lot of the spotlight being on Dakota Kai's next few moves. The February 16th edition of SmackDown also featured the official kickoff for The Rock joining the Bloodline. One of the first few things of the night to point out was Roman Reigns entering SmackDown with almost a whole new persona. When Roman Reigns usually arrives to SmackDown, he hops out of the car with a blank and cold look on his face, always giving a cold shoulder to his cousins, especially Jimmy Uso. But on this edition of SmackDown, Roman jumps out of the car with the biggest smile on his face, even giving Jimmy Uso a hug as he walked in. Just extremely out of character for Roman Reigns' character. Potential reason being that with The Rock now being in the Bloodline and falling in line, Roman truly feels like he's on top of the world and completely untouchable. He truly feels so comfortable and relieved to have The Rock in his corner that he's genuinely expressing emotions of happiness, which is definitely not something we've seen a lot from Roman in recent years. But Roman Reigns introduces The Rock and said that this is officially The Rock's first night as a member of the Bloodline. The Rock comes out with a new, yet very familiar look, his attire reminding fans of some of his WWE looks from the 90s. The Rock quickly attacks the crowd, telling them that he had the biggest WrestleMania match of all time in the palm of their hands, Roman Reigns versus The Rock, and they flushed it down the toilet to cry about Cody Rhodes. The Rock tries to compare the situation to other sports, saying that the loser of the Super Bowl can't talk about wanting to finish the story and just wanting a rematch. But the big logic flaw in The Rock's point here is that Cody Rhodes did win the Royal Rumble after all, so he earned another WrestleMania match. The Rock's promo would have made more sense had Cody Rhodes lost the Royal Rumble this year. Then Rock could have pointed out how Cody had his chance last year and how he can't just request the match this time around. But The Rock officially declares his allegiance to the Bloodline, saying that he'll be willing to do everything in his power to make Cody Rhodes walk out of WrestleMania the same way he already is, a loser. Some fans are freaking out about this exact moment because right when The Rock is talking about how he's going to make sure you don't walk out of the WrestleMania as champion, the camera angle changes. He shifts his entire body to face Roman Reigns and points at him while saying that. Once again, potentially hinting at a double agent direction for this storyline as well. Roman Reigns is all happy and calm, thinking about how he'll have it easy at WrestleMania 40 with The Rock in his corner. And the big potential twist that could shake up Roman's expectations could be that The Rock will catch Roman by surprise and screw him out of the title. A big reason for The Rock joining Roman was due to someone disrespecting the family and how passionate The Rock felt about that. Well, they can't just sweep under the rug all the disrespectful things that Roman has done to the family over the last few years. So is The Rock looking to get back at Roman for that as well? The Rock turning on Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40 to set up Roman versus Rock for next year definitely seems like what fans expect to see the most. So we'll have to see if WWE will go down that predictable route, or if the story will contain another twist that fans aren't even talking about. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.